Alright, so what important parts of a healthy coastal sage scrub ecosystem did you think of? We want to have lots of native plants and not a lot of black mustard. We also want to have a large variety of native plants so that they can provide food and shelter for lots of different animals such as birds and bugs. We need to have animals present from different parts of the food chain so that bugs eat our plants and birds that eat those bugs and carnivores that eat other animals, for example. We also need to have enough water in the soil for our plants to thrive, as well as nutrients needed for growth. And we need the decomposers in the soil to help break down the plants and animals when they die so that the material can be cycled back into the ecosystem. That's all very complex, don't you think? And we need your help to test different restoration strategies and to help figure out how to create the best ecosystem that has lots of healthy native plants as well as all the other living and non-living parts of the functioning ecosystem. That brings us to our Project Crystal Cove experiment for this year. We want to investigate the best plants to use to create the healthiest coastal sage scrub ecosystem. To do that, we set up an experiment with UC Irvine. We chose a mix of plants that are known to be water savers, which means they use most of the water they take up for growth, and a mix of plants that are water spenders and tend to lose most of the water they take up through their leaves. We planted both of those mixes of seeds in separate plots of land in a degraded area in Morrow Canyon called the Bowl that had been taken over by black mustard from human impact. We also left some areas just as they were and didn't remove any of the non-native plants or native plants. We call these areas our control plots, where we don't do anything, so we can compare the two seed mixes to what would happen if we didn't restore the area at all. Now that we're a few years from when we planted the different seed mixes, we want to investigate which ones create the best coastal sage scrub ecosystem, with a mix of healthy native plants and animals and decomposers and bacteria and fungi. Our partners at UCI are collecting data on the amount of native and non-native plants that grew and survived in our different seed mixes. 5th grade students are collecting data on the birds and insect populations. What we want your help with is to look at how different plant types will affect the amount of water in the soil and the activity of decomposers in the soil like bacteria and fungi. With our whole community of researchers, we'll be able to make an informed decision about the best types of plants to choose when restoring Morrow Canyon in the future. Our 3 research questions are: 1. Which type of plants will decompose the quickest and which will decompose the slowest? The plant savers, the plant spenders, or the non-native plants? 2. Where will the soil moisture be the highest and where will it be the lowest? In areas with water saver plants, in areas with water spender plants, or in non-native plant areas? And 3. Where will leaf litter decompose the quickest and where will it decompose the slowest? In restored or unrestored areas?